Hey everybody, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We got a very spooky Halloween vibe here going on with our background. It's pretty cool. It's actually like the 7th of November now, so Halloween was a while ago, but yeah, anyway, I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort, SCS. Yeah, very good. We're going to drive for a bit. Oh, I actually didn't want to do that, did I? I wanted to kind of have a look and see where we are, but we're actually going to drive in our proper truck this time, which I've missed after accidentally taking a job. Taking a job which involved using someone else's truck. I guess it's nice for a change, but yeah, you know. Now, question is, where do we want to go? I want to go to Texas. Houston in Texas would be pretty cool. Yeah, maybe that works out. Yeah, $32 a mile seems pretty cool. It is some soya beans. I have a feeling they don't eat many of them in Texas. But yeah, let's head out. I hope you're all doing very well. I'm doing good. I think I've got a little bit of a kind of wintry cold type thing. Nothing that is like properly affecting me, but definitely I feel a little bit kind of bunged up and a little bit more tired than normal. But it could also be just the way you start to get the darker nights coming in and all that kind of thing. We've just had the daylight saving change in the UK, which if you're not from the UK you don't know. So twice a year our clocks change. So we go from in the summer we go from Greenwich Mean Time to British Summer Time, which the clocks go forward 1 hour, and then in the winter they go back to Greenwich Mean Time. This is supposedly to help the farmers to have more daylight for farming. It's quite an old thing. I've been doing it for a long time. Oh, I need to sleep, actually. I just noticed that. Speaking of daylight and stuff like that. However, I was speaking to some farmers about this the other day, and they were like, no, it doesn't affect us in any way. I was like, so why do we do it then? And they're like, don't know. So it's quite nice in the winter because you get an extra hour's sleep on a Saturday going into Sunday. The clocks change at like 2 a.m. or something, like sets it back to like 1 a.m. or something. So yeah, kind of works out in that way. But I need to turn my mouse off actually, I think, because it's annoying me when it moves like that. There we go. Yeah, so that's good. But yeah, otherwise it's been an interesting well, I mean, certainly in America it's been an interesting few days. I don't really talk about politics on my channel because I don't really feel like that's what people are here for, but I will say that I think it's going to be a interesting 4 years for America and probably the rest of the world, as America does tend to affect the rest of the world. I hope it's a good 4 years for everyone involved, because God knows, like, you know, just your average Joe has had to put up with a lot over the last sort of, 4 or 5 years. COVID, inflation, things like that. I think everyone deserves a break, and hopefully that's what they get. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? I mean, in the UK, we had an election not too long ago, and again, I could go on about politics in that way, but I won't. I will say, though, that the one thing which I find quite sad, especially in this, I can't talk about other countries, but within the UK, is that younger people don't really engage with politics very much. And the worst thing is, it affects them more than anyone. The policies that governments have will affect them for the rest of their lives. And I work with a lot of younger people, sort of 16 to sort of 20, 21-year-olds, and just none of them are interested. It's just a shame. But what can you do? You know, I think it just goes like that. Really, it does. It's almost designed to be boring for some people. Is it in there? No. Next one. Sorry, I've kind of just gone a bit rogue there, haven't I? Right. Well, we found a new truck dealer at least. We could buy a new truck if we wanted to. I might have a look, to tell you the truth. Let's have a look. What have they got available? I mean, I love this Mack truck. I think it looks awesome. It's closed. I mean, that's fair. Why would it be open at midnight, right? But yeah, I hope everybody, whether you are fans of the result, whether you're not fans, I hope that everybody who, I hope government works for them. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like that's definitely not the case in many occasions, and I use the UK as examples there, very much so. Government doesn't always work for the people as it should do, unfortunately, but there are a lot of very good politicians out there who do. Unfortunately, they don't tend to rise to the top. Okay, what have they got available here? Okay, so this is the... I don't know if I like that or not. It's not bad, actually. As we start to go up the price ones. Oh, so I could trade in my truck for one of these. It's not bad. Ooh, that's a big boy, isn't it? 600 horsepower, eh? I don't think I'm a massive fan of that. It looks very plasticky, to be honest with you. It's got a nice little air conditioning unit on the back, though. I do appreciate that. Ooh, those wheels, though, like that with the covering there. This is, I guess, your more kind of classic one, isn't it? 191,000. I could just buy that straight out, actually, but I don't think I will. I will leave the truck dealership, thank you. Do I need to repair my truck? No, it's in perfect condition. Okay. Cool. Okay. Right, let's go back in the cab, I think, and start making our way to pick up our cargo. But yeah, speaking from a less political standpoint, I recently went on a trip to Wales, so I was away for a few days. That was very, very nice. A very stunning country, Wales, or I guess principality technically is, I think. It's really, some areas of it are just absolutely incredible. Some areas of it really remind me of like Scandinavia or something like that, like really stunning kind of hills, valleys, waterfalls and all sorts, kind of really lovely. Don't get me wrong, some parts of it are not that good, and it's a shame really that like Wales seems to get a rough ride, I think, a lot of the time, investment wise. But like I feel it's got so much going for it. Maybe in an age where more people are moving to working from home and stuff like that, maybe Wales will get a kind of a resurgence, because you have these stunning landscapes around you, and the house prices are really cheap. So it's kind of a no-brainer. in some ways. Obviously, yeah, and you still have like large cities, Swansea, Cardiff, etc., where you can go to if you want that kind of city vibe. But you have just really good kind of really amazing landscapes. And I think about that as somebody. I live in Essex, which is in the kind of east of England, and we have a lot of very nice kind of scenery and nature and stuff, but we don't have. We're very flat. East Anglia, it's a very flat region of the UK. In some ways, that can be really good for things. In other ways, that is, doesn't make for some of the most kind of attractive landscapes, I guess. Oh, is this dude here gonna pull up the... Oh, interesting. I've never had that before. How do you fail a security check? I would love to know. Right, yeah, we're going to go to Houston in Texas. Dodge City, wow. Right, that's the truck there we need. We're going to go to the outside one because I'm a terrible driver. That'd be an interesting little truck to drive, that one over there. Okay. They have just brought out a driving academy for this game. Oh God. I accidentally hit accelerate rather than brake then. Yeah, they just brought out a driving academy, so that's kind of interesting, I think. We should go out through the right one, I guess. I think we came in through the wrong. I don't want a job offer, I want to get out of this place. Excuse me, how do I... Oh. Is that the exit one over there? Okay. Surely this must be it, right? Yeah, because it's the other way round to the other barriers. That makes sense. Yes. Genius level IQ here. Absolute genius. Are we going to make it round this barrier? Why is getting in and out of these places the hardest bit of Truck Sim? Are we going to hit that yellow post? Oh, that is tighter than a duck's arse, as we would say. Right, let's go. And we want to go off to the right, I believe. Oh, some nice sprinklers going on here. As we go into the newer DLC kind of areas, you do see little touches which make the game world just feel a lot nicer graphically and just in general. Just kind of add to the world a little bit. Like you see more variety in cars and foliage and stuff like this. I believe they are reworking California at the minute, so that would be quite nice to go back there and do that, because I mean that's kind of where it all started really. California was the first state they did. I think you had California and Arizona. Was Arizona one of them? I think there was a couple of states you started off with, and then obviously the DLCs have kind of added them over the years. The many, many years of American Truck Simulator. That's a good looking truck though, I'm not going to lie. I like this paint job at the minute. It might be something I'd change up, but I also resent paying like 20 grand for a paint job. It's just who I am, you know. Just gotta truck full of soybeans, living the American dream. Okay. Yeah, but I drove to Wales, as I was saying, and it's a long old journey from where I am. We did quite a few stops because we took the dogs as well, so it's kind of a long bit of driving. But as I said, especially once you kind of get to Wales, very kind of like incredible kind of views, and there's a particular road, I can't remember what it's called. It's something like, I keep wanting to say Valley of the Kings, but I'm pretty sure that's in Egypt, not Wales. But there's definitely some sort of like road, valley, something or other, I think. Goes near a place called Merthyr Tydfil, I think, and it is just an incredible kind of view. I'm trying to literally look it up now. But I can't. It's probably one of the most scenic roads I've ever driven in my life. Just kind of sheer drop, kind of like either side, carving your way through a valley. And then there's this one bit where you're kind of going up this kind of, around this kind of mountain, and then this kind of bridge like kind of comes over you and stuff. And it looks really incredible. As I said, it really reminds me of Scandinavia. And I say that not as someone who's ever been to Scandinavia, but someone who's driven in Scandinavia in Euro Truck Simulator, which, I mean, as everyone knows, is pretty much exactly the same thing as being there. Just why I can say, I've definitely been to America. I mean, look how much I've driven there already. I mean, look at all the hamburger places I pass. And all the bistros and the diners. Little Shepherd's Inn. It's cute. There's a lot of traffic lights on this road, isn't there? As I said though, I think this really looks nice around here. The attention to detail on things is really good. I mean, the little tables outside that bistro, just the way the trees and the grasses look and stuff like that. They're doing a really good job now. Obviously, it's never going to be up there with, probably your Grand Theft Auto 6s or something like that, however that's going to look, because it's just a different level, isn't it? But I think for what they're doing, they're doing the size of the team and stuff like that. They're doing a really, really good job, I think. And I think what's nice to see is you see these improvements every time you get the next kind of DLC pack. It's not just a case of like, oh yeah, this one kind of, you see the updates kind of as they come along, which I think is really cool, because it kind of gives you faith to kind of keep going, and you're like, yeah, they're going to keep updating the game, they're going to keep keep going with it. Right? It doesn't feel, I hate when people call like game developers lazy, because lazy would just be you don't make a game, but it feels like they're really trying to kind of continue and get better with every kind of iteration. Why is he going? Why has the police officer done nothing about that? Is that some sort of Taco Kingdom? Okay, fair enough. There's an RV sales shop there. That's very cool. There's a lot of things to kind of look at in this area, which I think we're in the newest DLC, so Texas is still pretty new though, so I'm excited to go to Texas. I think I would, in real life, I would dearly love to do a road trip around America. I think that's something, I think my wife would love it too, and just get some sort of RV or something like that, and just spend, I don't know, 6 months or something driving around America, different states, different areas, and yeah, it would be really cool. Oh, got a nice bridge here, so we'll go. Okay, it wasn't that nice. Yeah, it would be really cool to do that. I think costs you a lot of money. Not sure that's something which I am financially capable of at the minute, but maybe in my kind of retirement years. Although the sad thing is that I think retirement, when I get to retirement age, is going to be like 70, which I don't know. I guess I work somewhere where we also get a lot of our customers are kind of older customers, and I find that there are so many of them who are kind of 70 to 80 years old, and you would think that they were in their, I don't know, 50s or 60s. And I think that kind of the way kind of medical science gone now, and like health and nutrition and things like that, it wasn't even that much for that generation in a way. What I mean is that, like, when they were kind of my age, like 30 years ago, you know, you were looking at the 90s. That's scary. And we were just starting to, I think, really start to understand anyway, health and nutrition. And obviously in the last few years, it's become even better. So I do think that we will start to see people live longer, but also, you know, be able to live better quality of life in their older days. Hopefully, anyway. Obviously, you know, it's not going to be the same for everyone. But I do see a lot of people. I have a lot of customers who come in and they're in their 70s and they're bouncing around, you know. And I'm like, oh, maybe when I'm 70, you know, I'll still be good, hopefully, if I make it that far. I've still got a long way yet. I think when I retire, it will be 2050 something. This is quite scary, isn't it? Very scary, actually, when I think about that. But some jobs, to be fair, some jobs allow you to take sabbaticals and things like that. Or, you know, if you save up enough, you can just kind of quit your job and go and do something and then come back and try and find a new job or whatever. Or in some cases, I see a lot of people go travelling and they just literally keep their job because they can kind of work remotely. Oh, Arkansas. Yeah, they can work remotely, so they just do that basically. Just carry on kind of travelling around and seeing things and doing things, and I respect that. I think that's a pretty cool way to live your life. It's not going to be for everyone, though. I do think I wouldn't be able to do that long term. Like I would miss my kind of creature comforts, as it were. But certainly technology in that respect as well is getting even better. You know, you see nowadays people fitting out their you know, vans and things like that as well, much better. And you have things like much better kind of internet coverage nowadays. Whether I see a lot of people use like Starlink and stuff like that. Whether or not that is the best option or not, I've no idea. But I see a lot of people using it, you know, quite remote places. And yeah, like nowadays as well, certainly battery technology, I think, is one of the things which has really, really improved over the last sort of 10 years or so. Probably because of the but the kind of more mass production and the more, what would the term be? We have embraced electric cars nowadays, I think, a lot more than we would have maybe 10, 15 years ago. So that technology, I think, is what's really kind of made a difference there. Solar panel technology is now a lot more efficient than it was. It will never be efficient to the point, I don't think, of you'll be able to drive and charge your car with a solar panel on top. But certainly, you know, you can you can get like solar panel kits which will allow you to kind of recharge your phone or laptop or whatever, things like that. So not particularly quickly, but you know, the ability to do so, I think, is pretty cool. I had a comment from a viewer actually who said about Texas. They said, I was talking about Buc-ee's previously, the massive like gas station slash superstore thing that they have in America, and apparently there is a homage almost to Buc-ee's in American Truck Simulator. So I do think that maybe a pilgrimage to that would be pretty cool. I'm not sure where it is, and obviously it's not called Buc-ee's because they're not allowed to use kind of real names for places. I think you can get mods which do change things so that they're real, but I kind of like it when it's not 100% grounded in like that sort of reality, you know. It's kind of good fun. Like, I miss the days of and this is a real old school shout out as well, I miss the days of Pro Evolution Soccer with the slightly altered names. Oh, big bridge coming. The slightly altered names of players, like Roberto Larcos instead of Roberto Carlos and things like this, because they didn't have the rights to the player names, because FIFA did. I miss those days because that was fun. And also Pro Evo was a way better game than FIFA as well, and I don't care what anyone says. I don't think I've ever seen a FIFA release where someone hasn't complained about it like massively. There just hasn't been this kind of backlash, and yet people still seem to buy it every year. Interestingly, I picked up EA Play last month because I wanted to obviously play Dragon Age, and I was like, I think it kind of, from a cost-effective point of view, I also wanted to try out some of the other games on there, which I haven't recently, like FIFA. So I've played the new FIFA. I was thinking of making a video on it, actually. And when I started playing it, I found it just the most unplayable game, like football/soccer game I've ever played in my life. Like, I first tried the simulation kind of mode and was bored to death, like literally bored playing it. It was so slow. I think I was playing Burnley as Crystal Palace, and this player, I can't remember who it was. He was just, every time he got the ball, he would just kind of dribble it back into Burnley's half, like opposition player, and like just kind of keep hold of the ball for ages. And it was like 0-0 or something. I was like, what is this? And then I played on like the, I guess what they would call that a normal mode, and it really wasn't any better either. So then I kind of looked it up, and then I saw somebody had kind of like, you could adjust lots of different sliders to affect the gameplay, and somebody had like a optimal kind of setup for it. And so I tried that and actually started to enjoy playing the game a bit. But I was like, why wouldn't you have this as your base game? Like, why would you make it so that people have to adjust the gameplay settings of your game to make it in any way enjoyable? And you might say, oh, well, maybe some people enjoy those modes. Not from what I've seen online. They don't. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. I feel like that is a classic example of when a company has basically a monopoly on something, and they, I don't want to say, as I say, don't want to say lazy or stop trying, but oh, it's a cowboy. Yeah, don't stop trying, but it's more a case of maybe get complacent, or just competition breeds like innovation, you know. If you're being pushed by a competitor, you often will come up with, you know, better ways to do things, newer things to do, you know. If you don't have that competition, a lot of the time, you know, it won't happen. So competition is generally a pretty good thing for the consumer, more than anything. They might feel like, oh, it's better for us to have a more of a kind of monopoly on it because it's less pressure, or we don't feel like we're, that if you don't necessarily have that competitive nature, it might be nicer. But the reality is, for the consumer, it's much better to have this sort of competition. But yeah, so I didn't play a huge amount of it. I probably played about half a season on the manager mode. I still think as well the whole manager mode thing is really, like, the player signing side of it is so weird. Don't get me wrong, I play a lot of Football Manager, and I totally appreciate that FIFA is not Football Manager, but the kind of the cutscenes that are constantly the same, and like we are sitting in some kind of like little tea room cafe thing, like it just takes so much time, and I'm like, just skip all of that. You don't need any of it. It's very much kind of like style over function in some ways. That's cool. Is that a... Yeah, that's a missile, yeah. Cool. It just, we just leave it there. People to look at on the way in. Dallas, 159 miles. Nice. Oh, better keep our speed. We've got the old popos. So we've actually got quite a long way to go, to be completely honest with you. I think I didn't quite realise how far this is. I thought this was quite a short job. 438 miles. It's a long way. Bridge ices before road. Oh, interesting. I don't think they'd get much icy weather down here, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I guess everywhere has a winter at some point, don't they? Apart from like Dubai or somewhere. North Boggy Creek. Well, the place names are original, I'll give them that. We've got a little water tower here coming up. That's one of the things I do love about the kind of American towns. The water towers are cool. Not something you see much in the UK, to be fair. City of... I've got to read what that says. City of Magnolias, I want to say. I nearly crashed, but... Seeing those signs for the steaks there is making me very hungry. It's only about 10 o'clock here when I'm recording, but I'm like, yeah, could go for a steak right now. Maybe some ribs, I assume it's going to be a lot of like just long straight roads. But maybe I'm wrong. It will be interesting, actually. I think once I've kind of felt like I've explored a bit of this newer content and kind of had a look around and done stuff, I will switch over to Euro Truck Simulator. I think it will be a bit of a culture shock. I think there's a lot less straight roads there. It definitely has motorways and highways and things, but yeah, very different. Oh, way stations. The bane of my life. This is quite nice. Some big hotels. Oh, please pull in till we get weighed. So it looks like we've got to, turn off just up here. Here we go. Oh, that's another thing actually, thinking about my trip to Wales is, so we hired a car. We hired a car to drive to Wales because both mine and my wife's cars are quite small cars. And I think the thought was that, there's a guy being pulled over and chatted to up here. Interesting. Wonder what he's done wrong. Oh dear. We hired a car. We hired like a kind of SUV thing, I think, because we were taking the dogs and obviously bits there. And I think we've driven before in my car, I think, and it's fine. I drive a Mazda 2, so shit! I've just hit the parking brake. I drive a Mazda 2. It's not the biggest car in the world. It's not tiny, but it's kind of hatchback kind of size, I guess you would call it. And we got this Mazda CX-5, I think it is, and it's quite a big thing, but it's really nice to drive. It made me really understand why people drive these big cars. I think I've ranted about it before, and I hate big cars. But then I drove one, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do see it now. Like it. It's such a comfortable ride. There's space. You don't feel cramped. And especially when you're driving on these kind of longer roads, it's just a nice experience. Obviously, there's a lot more kind of technology going on. You have like parking sensors, and there was this like automated kind of like lane thing where if I drifted out of lane, it would kind of like shunt me back, sort of thing. It would like alert me to it, which was quite cool, and also scary how many times I seemed to drift out of my lane as well. It didn't really happen when my wife was driving, so that was weird. It was a really nice drive actually, driving it, and comfortable being a passenger in it as well, which is nice. My only gripe with it was that it didn't have a touch screen. It had like this little kind of control knob thing to it, which I guess is fine when you get used to it, but you're so used to touch screens nowadays that it's a weird choice when someone doesn't put a touch screen in something. Like both of ours immediate. We're going up on this thing, are we? Oh no, we're not. I think that's the other way coming down. That's sad. What are these roads going on here? Is this like a triple story kind of roadway thing? Wow, that is mental. What is this thing? Is that something from a dystopian like future? Goodness me. That is bonkers. Actually, where are we? Is it Durand? I think we are, maybe. We've got sign for Houston. Good stuff. Arkansas. Adventure awaits. I like the way they do that. They put these little adverts for their next thing kind of coming up. Where are we going? We're going over this one. Oh, there's a Ferris wheel over there as well. Interesting. What is this road? I feel like I think there's a police car coming up behind me as well. I've got to be careful, but I feel like these roads would be way busier in real life, right? Like they would just be chock-a-block with traffic. It feels very strange, the fact that there is barely any traffic on this road, especially at 4:48 p.m. But hey, enjoy the ride, I guess. You don't want Traffic Simulator, do you? American Traffic Simulator. Yeah, but as I was saying, a really nice car to drive, and yeah, really sad to not be driving it anymore. And maybe it's something I think me and my wife could look at, maybe in the new year, driving something similar to that, like trading in. There's no way I'd be able to afford that exact car. It only had like 17,000 miles on it, and it was like a 2023 car, so I imagine it was upwards of like 30-40 grand probably. But it was nice. I can see why now. You get the mums and they got their 2 kids and they want, on the school run type of thing. I would say though that while it's very nice to drive on these kind of motorways and dual carriageways and things, when you got to the kind of the smaller roads, Dallas, bypass, is it? When you got to the smaller roads, it wasn't as good, I don't think, as say driving my car, because it's just very big, and it didn't have like the turning circle, obviously, or anything like that. So, but it wasn't bad at all. It definitely would be. Definitely wasn't. The positives far outweighed any negatives I had with it, which were not many at all. So, yeah, it was good to do that. I think it was a good decision to hire a car. We were umming and erring a little bit because it's not cheap, obviously, and sometimes when you have a car, you feel like you're just kind of throwing money away. But realistically, I was like, yeah, that was worth the money in the end. So we're making a good old dent, I think, in the in our travel times, which is good. We might make it before having to sleep. I think we're just over halfway on our sleep, and we've done. It could be tight. Petrol wise, I think we should be okay as well. It's nice to be driving my own truck for once, though. 174 miles to Houston, so I don't know why we're supposed to be going to Houston. This says 228 miles, and that just said 174 miles, so it must be like the other side of Houston, basically. I imagine it would be a bit of a dream for people living in Texas for the roads to be this clear. I don't think it probably happens very often, does it? So we could pull off and sleep here, but I don't think it's worth it. I think we should carry on. Blitzing past this guy. Absolutely done him. It's like 3 trucks in a row just going down the road. This guy would keep. I'm just going to put my foot down. I'm not letting him pass me. Absolutely not. He must be speeding because I'm speeding and I'm only just keeping up with him. And I've got the inside track. That was that a police officer with a speed gun there on there? Oh, way station. Killing my momentum, guys. Right. And I've got to wait behind these other trucks. God. perfect. What's this little concrete thing for, I wonder here? A bit odd, isn't it? There's an RV coming up. He should slow down for me. He is slowing down for me. Thanks, buddy. Centerville. Am I guessing that that's in the centre of something? If so, very original. I was thinking of pulling off there to sleep. 3 hours, it feels like it's so close. Why has it dropped to 50 around here? Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and go for it. 2 hours 50 minutes. Don't stop. Just blitz. Plenty of places we could have stopped. We're not going to stop. We're going to try and do it. Yeehaw. Cowboy style. Huntsville. The Lone Star State. I've got to admit, in terms of state names, that is the coolest name of the states. You know, some of them are weird, but the Lone Star State is that's cool, basically. I don't think Texas is, in my mind anyway, and I'll say my opinion, is as cool a state as it once was in the eyes of a Brit. I think it used to probably be the coolest. Well, New York probably had that, I think, growing up. But I think Texas was thought of as a really cool state in the kind of 80s and 90s. Alongside, maybe New York kind of won it. California, I think, kind of really rose to prominence, kind of 80s, 90s, and started coming in. And then California, probably with the whole Silicon Valley thing, probably that's when that really blew up. Oh, there's a big statue off here to the left. Interesting. I wonder who that is. It's got to be someone like Washington, right? Sam Houston. Oh, okay. I guess he's the guy who founded Houston. Yeah, I think Texas was thought of, like, in corners terms, was up there. Top 3, definitely. I'm trying to think of where else. So California, Texas, and maybe New York would be thought of as like the coolest states. Florida used to be a lot cooler than it is now. I think nowadays the perception of Florida is it's just full of crazy people. Even though I think it isn't, obviously. And I think it's probably actually one of the kind of culturally more interesting states. But I think, yeah, the perception of it is that. I think the states which have become cool in the last kind of decade or so, I think you've got Kansas, I'd say, probably. A lot to do with the Kansas Chiefs, I guess. Where else am I thinking? Oregon, I think, has become pretty cool. You're running out of fuel. How far have we got? 86 miles. That seems tight. Dumpling Palace. Wow. Sounds good. My kind of place. We're speeding, and there's a cop right by us, and he hasn't done us for speeding yet. Right, we want to go off to the left here, don't we? We don't want to go downtown. Yeah, I wonder. I'm interested to know what people think is the other. Whoa, that's cool. Look at the skyscrapers here. Oh God, I've got to concentrate. I'm trying to go outside the truck so we can get a better view of them. Wow, that is awesome. That is not something you see in Euro Truck Simulator. That's cool. Can I do? I think he's just done me for speeding there, but I was going to have a look, see if there was like a photo mode. Photo mode. Yeah. That's cool. Oh no, he didn't do me. I just heard the like woo woo woo. That's very cool. But yeah, I guess do you know where I think's really gone down? Seattle. That used to be thought of as like one of the coolest states there was. No one talks about Seattle anymore. Don't know why. Don't know why. The Seattle Tourist Board needs to kind of have a long, hard think about that, because, as I said, speaking to somebody outside of America, that was kind of, yeah, there was a while where I think Seattle was probably top 3 coolest cities in America, but barely hear about it now. Right, I am going to come off here. It's silly. I'm not going to make it. 45 miles. It's not worth it. We ran out last time. We can't run out again. Right. Oh, there's no fuel. There's no fuel. It's just truck stuff. Oh no. That's not great. Oh well, onwards we go. 37 miles, we'll make it. I'm panicking, I don't know why. We just took a little detour. And we did discover that Freightliner place at least, so eating is easier when I shop at Eddie's. Cool. Dumpling Palace, I really want to go to Dumpling Palace. All your favourite Chinese specialities in one place. So it's a Chinese restaurant, is what you're telling me, basically. Oh, it's night time now as well. That kind of crept up on me quick. I did not realise it was this late. Gas and food. Dream burger. Oh, I could go for a dream burger. Okay, but at least we've got somewhere we can come back and sleep and get gas. That's not Bucky's. Okay. Should be not too far up the road here. Pizza House. Everybody, Prime Rib Road House. Everyone's favourite pizza place. Pizza House. Port of Houston Bayport Terminal. Okay, I see. We're actually delivering it to the port. What's that blue thing over there? We do need to go up here so we can see that blue thing. Is it? It's a building, I see. Wow, what is it? I might have to look that up off camera. Okay. So to go down here and then kind of turn around on ourselves, basically. Because apparently I can't just cut left across here. Boo. Got to do the scenic route. You can't just. We can do this. Look at this. No, okay. I've actually screwed this up. No, I haven't. I'm going in here. No trucks allowed. I'll make up my own rules. It's big enough for a truck, therefore truck must be able to go in there. What are you going to do, find me? Exactly. I knew they wouldn't. They didn't have the balls to do that. Okay, no idea where I'm going now though. And then I think left up here. And here, apparently. Where do they need it? Oh, we can do that. That's cool. Oh, I say that's cool. This now looks incredibly tight. Okay. Instant regret. Okay, we're going to make it through there? Yes, of course, because I'm a legend. Okay, if we can kind of squeeze it in here. Try and straighten up a little bit before we hit this pole. Do we think this is going to work? I don't think this is going to work. It absolutely... Oh, God. I panicked. It absolutely worked. It's not anywhere where they needed it, but I will take it. Ooh, did parking challenge. Complete a perfect, no damage, no fine in time for a job. Are you telling me that's the first time I've ever done that? Okay. Awesome. And we leveled up as well, so we can go high value, I think, again. Perfect. And then if we have a look on our map, you can see we're down here in Houston. Awesome. Yeah, I do want to explore a little bit more of Arkansas. Obviously, we've got loads of Texas to discover. We've only explored 9.2% of the world. But yeah, next time we've still got to go Phoenix. We haven't been to LA. We haven't even been to LA. What is that about? What sort of jobs do we have now? Glasgow? That's weird. What about just high cost? What is price. Wow. Brownsville, Texas. Taking minimum machine to Portland. How far is that? It doesn't say. That is really far. No, trip distance 2,388 miles. 41 hours and 3 minutes. That's mental. That crosses what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 states. Wowzers. That's really far. This one does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, possibly 8. On the border for 8. But yeah, 174,000 is basically close to what I've got now. So that would take, I don't even know how long real time that would take you. Hours, I think. But anyway, we're going to finish up there for today, guys, because we've done another haulage route and we've got to Texas. So thank you so much for watching, as always. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.